What's up, guys? Chris, VA Travels. I'm headed downtown Fredericksburg. Thought I'd flick on the camera and just make a little video driving down Lafayette Boulevard. Wouldn't call it a historic road, but it's just one of the old main drags going into town. I'll just point out some sights, give you some history. And it's Sunday morning, so hopefully not too much traffic. And as you see, I'm in the middle of a slew of Fredericksburg videos. I had a lot of these sites written down forever, and I just have been wanting to get them knocked out. I thought this would be a good time because I've got a big trip coming up actually next week. But once I return, I'll be back to my old ways, bouncing all around the state. But yeah, all right, yeah, let's check it out.
There's more people out than I thought there would be, but I'm going to take a drive down Lafayette Boulevard, road that stretches about 6 miles from Route 1 down into Fredericksburg, ends at the Rappahannock River. Yeah, we're currently on Route 208, Courthouse Road. But yeah, crossing Route 1 right here, Patriot Highway. It used to be Jeff Davis Highway up until a few years ago. And this Lafayette Boulevard that we're on used to be the old Telegraph Road that stretched down to Dead Man's Curve. I'll explain where that's at when we get to it. But came up right here and went down Route 1 toward Richmond. This was also the Route 1 bypass going back 50, 60 years ago. And okay, so Lafayette Boulevard, of course, named after General Marquis de Lafayette of the Revolutionary War fame. He fought at the Battle of Brandywine. He was at Valley Forge with George Washington. Of course, also at Yorktown. He was George Washington's right-hand man. And okay, so we are currently, to our left is the old Virginians movie theater. It was a drive-in movie theater. And to the right is the big Spotswood Baptist Church. My grandmother was actually the first piano player there. Ooh. And it used to be just 3 white buildings going back a long time ago. And okay, also, yeah, the Cox House, back where I said the Virginia's movie theater was the Cox House. It was also known as the Wyatt House. It was a hospital during the Civil War, and it's where General Thomas R.R. Cobb died. And he was shot down on the sunken road during the Battle of Fredericksburg. And you'll see a lot of the roads, a lot of the side streets are named after Civil War generals, like Beauregard right here. We just passed Mosby Hill, A.P. Hill. And to the right, we've got Jimmy the Greek Restaurant, been there forever. And Marquis de Lafayette, he came back about 45 years after the American Revolution and just did a little tour of the United States. And it was 1824 into 1825. Yeah, Jubile early we're passing. And they had a 200-year anniversary, and there was a big celebration back in November. They had an actor come to portray Marquis de Lafayette. I wish I could have gone to it, but yeah, I couldn't make it. We're about to enter Fredericksburg up at the next traffic light. Up here, we cross into Fredericksburg. At the time of the Civil War, this was all Spotsylvania County. Even the Marie's Heights up here was Spotsylvania. And yeah, a little neighborhood, Old Greenwich Village to the right. Yeah, you'll see we are now in Fredericksburg. Gibson to the left. Okay, we're passing there's a Longstreet Avenue. We just passed the Hillcrest Methodist Church. Up here is Paul's Bakery, the famous bakery. They've got good cupcakes there. This place looks like it just opened. Carbonero Latin Kitchen. The neighborhood to the right is going to be Brayhead Manor. Well, here's Morningside, but the next one's Brayhead. Named after the Brayhead. It's a historic house a little off to my right. You can access it when you visit the Battlefield Park. And yeah, it's the home of the John House, and I made a video on it if you want to check it out, get some more information. We're about to pass, Twin Lake, and they're not really lakes, they're two ponds down there. I would also tell you this was named Lafayette Boulevard in 1935. Yeah, all the dogwoods are in bloom right now. And yeah, on a nice hill up here, you see what a great view of Stafford Heights. So yeah, up to my right is Lee's Hill, and that's where Robert E. Lee was stationed during the Battle of Fredericksburg. And he had a great view to the left of Marie's Heights, and to the right, the southern or the eastern end of the battlefield, Prospect Hill. The trees in front of him weren't there at the time. And these townhouses are fairly new. And yeah, to the right is how you get into the Battlefield Park. See the sign right there, Lee Drive. And this new roundabout is kind of new. We're about to cross the Blue and Gray Parkway, Route 3. And we'll be approaching the Dead Man's Curve here pretty soon. Blue Gray Parkway, this was the plank road during the Civil War we're crossing over. Oh, and to the left was Howison Mill that I mentioned. John Howison lived in the Brayhead Manor. It's actually right here to the left, right off of this Hazel Run. And I'm assuming Hazel Run was a little bit wider at the time, because I couldn't imagine that thing powering a mill. But right here, this is the Dead Man's Curve. So as I said before, this was Telegraph Road during the time of the Civil War. So it wrapped around here, and it went straight. It went on through the Sunken Road, was part of that Telegraph Road. Then it just kept on going north to Washington, Baltimore. And a little battlefield restaurant right here. And to our left is the big cemetery, big national cemetery. All the Union soldiers from the just different battles in Spotsylvania County, Chancellorsville and whatnot. To the left, the Fredericksburg Battlefield Center. So like I say, the Telegraph Road continued on straight, and this road didn't exist. We're currently on didn't exist at the time of the Civil War. And to our left is a big fairgrounds. And right here is the kind of famous swale. Right here, a little dip in the road. Union soldiers could stop right here, kind of crouch down, I guess, and they were underneath the fire of the Confederates up on Marie's Heights behind me. And this place is always opening and closing to the left. It's always some sort of burger place. And it was a Hardee's or a Burger King way back when. I can't remember which one. And I believe most of these houses were built late 1800s, early 1900s. To our right is Colonial Tavern. And then we've picked back up at the time of the Civil War. This was Prussia Street. There's a road that ended right behind me. And the Fredericksburg just extended about 5 blocks and then turned into Spotsylvania. And we just passed Princess Anne. Yeah, we're getting towards the end. And this is Caroline Street, named after Queen Caroline. She was the wife of King George II. And to the right is the RF&P. It's the oldest railroad line in the South. It stretched from Richmond up to the Aquia Harbor, and you cross the Aquia Harbor to get to Washington, D.C. So we've reached the end of the road, Sophia Street, and right across the street is the Rappahannock River. And to the right down here is the city dock. So I'm going to go down here, turn around. All right, guys, so that wraps it up. Just a quick little video showing off Lafayette Boulevard. See you guys on the next one.